Hi everyone, welcome to the new lecture of code practice, and in this video we will talk about how to integrate Micronaut with Docker. So Docker is a platform as a service which gives you OS level virtualization to package your softwares into a single image, and when we run that image is called containers. So we have the Docker containers. Then we have the second term, Docker Hub. So what is Docker Hub? So Docker Hub is basically where you will push your images, the packages that you have packaged in a single file or an image, you will push here. It's a public repository, so that you can, if anyone wants to pull also, you can pull from your this Docker Hub. So it's a repository of your images. And then we have Micronaut. So Micronaut is a Java based framework using which you can create your serverless application and the Java based microservices. And it is very fast compared to Spring Boot because all the dependency injection is done at the compile time. So let's start. So what I will do is, so you can download the Micronaut from with SDK man, or you can also create a Micronaut project from this Micronaut launch. So I'll show you how to create a Micronaut project using SDK man. So first, the software is already installed on my machine and I'm using the latest Micronaut version. So I'll create the app. So to do that, what you have to do is Micronaut create app com.example. Let's say I'll call it as demo Docker app. Okay, and the build tool we want to use is Gradle. You can go with Maven as well, but for this video I'll keep Gradle. Then we have features equal to graph VM. So application has been created on this path. Now let's open this project in IntelliJ. So here I'll go to documents. Okay, I have to open it again. Here. So this is the application, right? This is our file. Let me set up my module. Java 17 I am using, and let me go to the project structure. Let me set up this as well in case if any issue happens. Yeah, so we are done. So this is our simple Java application microservice. If we run this, it will launch pretty quickly. And if we see server started, and we can see this is localhost is available. Now what I'll do is I'll create a simple controller, and I will create a REST controller in this. So let me call this demo controller. Okay, so here we need to give controller annotation, and let me return a string saying hello from Micronaut. Okay, and let's keep this. We will import this and let's call it as demo. Okay, so now I'll restart my application. So I'll give you like lots of insights about Docker as well in this video. Now let me refresh this. So cool, application is running and our endpoint is also working. Now what we will do is we will create a Docker file. So this is how like we have created our demo application. Now let me go to the root directory, and what I will do is Docker file, right? So now what we will do is we will divide our Docker file in two parts. One is the building the project, so that every time whenever we will use our project, we will create a generic build and then we will run our application. using Dockerfile. So stage 1, we will divide it as build the Micronaut application. Okay, and for this builder, what we will use is we will use JDK17 Docker image, and if you see this builder is available, then in the next step we will use the work directory as home app in which our build will get created. Okay, now copy, and we will copy on this path. Now run gradle clean assembly, which is basically whenever we want to build our image, our package, right, we will use this command. Now let's talk about the second stage, which is running the application. So to run the application, what we will need is we will need a JDK environment. So I will say open JDK 17 because our local is also having 17. So it will be good to have latest JDK available. Then what I will say is work directory is /app, right? And here, this is the main step which we have to aware about. So here I'm specifying from builder. So this builder we have already specified. So what I will do is in this copy step, we are basically copying the jar file that we have just created in the previous step here, and we will paste on the app folder. So home app. So build is always generated in the build inside libs folder, and then we have demo docker app, right? And let's call this, or what we can also do is I can keep this generic, right? And then I'll call it as hyphen jar, and we will push it in, let's say demo.jar. We will paste here. Now we will use expose 8080. So we are seeing to the outside world like this application is exposed at 8080, right, by default port. So entry point, the next command to run our application. So this is Java, second parameter is jar, and then we have to specify the path where our jar is present, so which is demo.jar, right? Now this is done. So let's kill this application for once. Let's go to the terminal. So what I will do is I'll build this our docker file. So to do that, the command is docker build -t, and then name of our application, which is demo docker -app, and we want to create here. So you can see it is using JDK. It is trying to download the images, which is Gradle JDK 17 and Open JDK, which we have specified in our Docker file. And then it is also using this work directory app and the home app that we have specified, right? And here also, if we go, okay, so otherwise I would show. Okay, so it is building the image. It will take time because once it is built, then what happens the next time, it will use our Docker cache to, and the build will be much faster. And we have some plugins as well, which gives you these facility for Gradle and Micronaut, right? So now it will depend, like it also needs your internet speed, because first time it tries to download the images in your machine, right? It will pull from the Docker hub, and once it is done, then the image build becomes very fast. So, and yeah, So the build is successful. We saw the logs, right? And the Docker image is also available. Now what we will do is we will say if image is available or not. We will type Docker images. So here if you see, we have our image demo Docker app which we have just created, and we have the other images as well, JDK 17 and OpenJDK Slim. Now what we will do is we will run our image if it is working fine or not. So to do that, but the command is docker run, then we have to specify the port, and the port is 8080. So this is the port for Docker, and this is the our local machine port, and we will say demo docker app. See, the project is running. Now you must be seeing what is this number. So it is automatically created by Docker, right? And if we can connect this, okay, so we are not able to see here, but it generally gives you this. Now the site can't be reached. Why? Because this is the container port, and Docker is running on port 8080 in our local. Now what I'll do is demo. So it means our application is working fine, our Docker image is fine, right? Now this is done. So the next step is we have to push on Docker. So before doing that, we have to tag our image, right? We have to tag our application image that we have just created. So if we go here, Docker images, this is our tagging. Now we have to tag with this kind of this nomenclature where it will have Docker username and then the service name. So to do that, what we have to do is first let's do Docker login. So my credentials were already present, that's why it did that. Now if I do this Docker logout, next time I have to waiting for authentication in the browser. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I'll use the command line. So basically, and the password is this. Login succeeded. Now I'll tag my image. So to do that, I have to specify my app name, right? So this was the image that we just created, and we want to tag this with Docker Hub. This is my username, and then let's go the same one. So the tagging is done. Let's see if the tagging is done. You can see the repository is available here in my local. The tag is latest, image is also same. This is what Docker does, uses the same. It's just the tagging we have done alias, and the size is also same, right? Now we have to push this image on Docker. So to do that, Docker push, and then the same tagging that we have done in previous step, we have to specify. Now you can see it is pushing our image on Docker Hub, and if we go here, we should see that image here once it is done. So it also totally depends on your internet speed. It will do some checksums, and then it will create the image, and once it is done, it will be available in the Docker Hub. And once it is available in the Docker Hub, then anyone from the internet, because Docker Hub is a public repository, can download the pull the image in their machine and can work on this. So I'll pause the video for 2 minutes until this image is pushed. And here we go. We can see our image has been pushed, and we can go to the Docker Hub. Let me refresh this. Yeah, so our image is available. Now, this is the command that we used, and we can push with some tags as well. While tagging, we can tag with v1, v2, whatever we want to give. And this is the push command. And if we want to pull the image, then what we can do is docker pull code practice. We have to give our image name. So if you see, pulling from Docker Hub, image is updated. So it has successfully done this. And another thing that you can learn, if you go to this Docker Dextro and if you go to the dashboard, so from here also this is the UI tool you can use to run your image, or if you want to pull or push to Docker Hub, you can use this UI tool as well. And if some container is running in our local, then it will list here. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this lecture. I'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, enjoy. Bye.